Alright, which one of you's left the puke yellow linoleum under my linoleum?
Disgusting!
They often say linoleum is whack, but can your stone floor do this?
Not cold!
Yeah, of course. Oftentimes when considering what to do about the floor in your kitchen for a remodel, the automatic material of choice is stone tiles. Nice. But it's not like it's a catch-all material with nothing but pros instead of cons. It's cold, it's hard, slippery when wet. Anything you drop on it is guaranteed to break either itself or the tile. And that's whack. Vinyl floors though, tight as fuck. Not cold, durable, easier to install, cheap. Of course this is all just a matter of preference, and maybe I've just gotten rather cheap and lazy. Get a rough idea of your square footage and buy extra. The difficulty of removing old linoleum flooring can fall anywhere between peeling a sunburn off and carving the statue of David. But today is my lucky day and I'm no sculptor. That's probably because the previous owners chose to stick it right over what looks like the original linoleum, which unfortunately is not only next to impossible to remove, but it's also old as balls. Which means there's a possibility of it containing asbestos. And so it'll stay there. I don't feel like dealing with this. You can, of course, choose to do it right. Just know asbestos abatement is serious shit. Hazmat suits and all. Many dollars. To start, remove your kick panels. A mud knife will do. Then remove all the old tiles, also using said mud knife. Then clean that surface with some good shit. Otherwise, the glue won't stick very well. Any imperfections you find will need to be filled in. I'm sure there's some official way or some such way to do it, but this, oh yeah, this is
big brain time.
Then it's tiling time. Now in hindsight, we should have started tiling from the middle of the room because if you don't, you're gonna learn an important lesson. There's not a single straight surface in your house. Yeah, them cabinets certainly look like they're parallel, but they're not. And if you have OCD, you're welcome. This thought will never ever leave you. Because of imperfections in your house, if you start tiling from the cabinets out, there's a greater chance of having crooked and uneven tiles in the middle of the room. From the middle out, the only unevenness you'll have is at the cabinets, which will be covered up by the kick panels. This vinyl floor cutting tool is kick-ass and very much necessary. You don't want to be the yutz with a box cutter knife and a ruler. If you pawn this job off on your significant other, she's gonna jam that ruler up your rear by the third tile. The $40 you spend here will easily be earned back on time saved. Always think of opportunity cost and an intact butthole when deciding whether to cheap out on tools and supplies or not. The right tool saves time, money, and buttholes. This leg here was an unexpected challenge because it's nailed to the floor, so we had to activate our almonds and sacrifice 3 tiles before we got it right. Which is really kind of the heart and spirit of DIY. It's gonna be problem solving. It'll never go right, you'll never have the right tools, and your success hinges on your ability to problem solve. Your kick panel is going to be the finishing touch. Just a few tricks to know here. Number 1, they hate corners. So if you have to wrap around a corner, make sure you're doing so with a really long piece. Same goes for inner corners, but you have to notch the material. And so for maybe $100, this looks much better and much more modern. Would I prefer marble? Yes, but this ain't the Taj Mahal. Sometimes if a material is too nice, it can look completely out of place if you have a humble home. Next time, we're gonna see what we can do about them laminate countertops. Thanks for watching.